All right, we are back once again. Welcome back to Ball Knowers, big sports show from the La Penta Student Union at
Indeed.
Iona University, and finally being broadcast live to everybody eating lunch a little bit later than usual, 3:00 p.m. Not exactly rush hour up there, but I hope you all are enjoying your meal. How are you doing this week, Luke?
I've been sick. I've been pretty sick. Which explains why the mask is on. But thankfully, I've been really good today, which is good because I'm going to be going to All Elite Wrestling Grand Slam tonight. So like basically right after the show ends, I'm like going over to Arthur Ashe tonight to see wrestling. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, you're a big wrestling guy.
I'm very big on wrestling, and thankfully I'm well enough to go today. And the last couple of days I've been like it's been like very bad for me
Yeah,
with the changing of the seasons.
Yeah, there has been a little something going around. I know my roommate had something, and then I had something for a little bit, but
Yeah. But you know what also made me feel good? The Giants actually won the game on Sunday.
oh yeah, I said last week that I needed to see utter annihilation of Arizona in order for me to have like complete faith restored in this team.
I mean, you got that in the second half.
I mean, yeah, the second half was a total outclassing, but I'm not here to rain on the parade. I'm not. I'm happy. You're happy. A lot of people in the Giant fandom are happy. Although, since it's New York sports, the team could have won 40-0, and you'll have people who are mad. So,
Somehow. But a tale of two halves. They got utterly dominated in the first half.
oh no, the first half was the worst half of football I've ever seen from the
By
Giants.
a team that was projected by many to probably be the worst team in the league. They didn't play like it. They came to play, but then the Giants got their act together. They finally realized that football season started. It took them like 6 quarters to realize that, but then they found out, and they were perfect like in the second half, like everything you could be, and they found a way to get out of Arizona with a W, which is always good to see. Even though you would have liked to probably have the dominant win against an inferior team, but a win is still a win.
Yeah, I know it all counts the same in terms of the record. Like, the record's the record. And Bill Parcells always said, like, you are what your record says you are.
Uh-huh.
We talked about this all last year when the Giants were winning games by the skin of their teeth.
They're winning games, but yeah, it's just I'm the way they played in the second half is like kind of how you would hope. We're hoping that they would be running their offense like throughout the season, and hope they continue to run the offense like the way they were on the second half of the Arizona game.
Dude, the offensive line in the second half, and this is the importance of a good offensive line and having a clean pocket for your quarterback, because Daniel Jones, first half, had no time to throw. He had nothing to do, and he got blanked. Week 1, same thing, except worse. Got blanked. And then in the second half against Arizona, they looked great.
Josh Ezeudu really impressed me.
Dude, Josh Ezeudu at left tackle. I mean, hey, when Andrew Thomas comes back in, if Evan Neal keeps playing the way he does, there's an argument that Ezeudu should start at right tackle.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, speaking of Andrew Thomas coming back, I'm not sure if you've seen the injury report yet.
I haven't seen the injury report. Hold on. Let me look it up. I'm gonna go to Jordan Ronan, ESPN. He's typically good. Oh my god. Okay. Saquon's out, obviously. Andrew Thomas, he's out. Darn. Ben Bredesen, that's bad. He's out.
And
Azeez
Azeez is
Ojulari.
out.
Well, when isn't he?
Yeah, I like Azeez though, but yeah, he's like gotta stay healthy, which is kind of like why I wish they went a little bit more further into like getting more edge depth this offseason. And that was like the one critique
I've been waiting for the Giants to get a number 1 edge rusher for years.
I'm hoping Kate Thibodeau is that guy.
He hasn't been.
He hasn't been.
Dude. What, first 2 weeks? He's definitely the guy I have circled.
They need to they need to wake up. Though part of it I think might also be Wink's system, also in a way
Yeah, Wink's system is not really beneficial
to Kayvon Thibodeau unless they
yeah
put,
to,
unless they
to
put him,
top to top
unless they
notch
put him at
edge
like
rushers.
a more a linebacker position then. But I don't think he's not really a linebacker though.
Although I mean, it's not like the pass rush has like in the first year last year. It's not like it suffered under Wink Martindale. I mean, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, indeed. Dexter Lawrence had a great year last year, and he's still an effective player. He's still creating pressure. He hasn't lost a step. He hasn't lost a step, and that's good. Leonard Williams, I think, had a tough start, but I think he played better as the game went on.
The whole defense.
The whole defense in general, yeah.
When Josh Dobbs and that Arizona Cardinal offense, who I could not name more than 3 players on that offense.
I can only name Josh Dobbs.
The only guys I can name on that offense are Josh Dobbs, obviously, because he's a quarterback.
Right.
Zach Ertz, because he was used to be the tight end of the Eagles.
They still can't cover a tight end, but that's besides the point.
Hollywood Brown.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was.
And Rondell Moore. Like, that's it. I can name nobody else on the Cardinals offense, and they look like the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, they were killing us.
It was a horrible defense in the first half, and even going into like the early part of the second half.
Yeah,
they didn't really get their act together until halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah. And the guy who sparked the plug, Jalin Hyatt.
Jalin Hyatt, he's a guy.
He is certainly a guy.
That's someone
here's a guy.
I gotta see more of him. I don't care.
You gotta put him in more. You gotta give him more reps.
They did that catch that he made. The first one obviously was just him running fast. That was a skill that we knew he had going into the draft.
And it finally came to fruition.
No, but what really intrigued me about Hyatt, what really has me excited, and what really has me thinking that he should be playing
that second catch,
a majority of that second catch.
He went up for that.
He was moving to his right. He went up and came down with it. I have not seen a giant receiver make a catch like that since Odell Beckham.
Fitting.
Prime Odell Beckham.
Fitting.
Like the mid-2010s. I have not seen a giant receiver make a catch like that in years. And if Jalin Hyatt is a guy who is capable of doing that, he better be seeing a majority of the passing snaps. Like I want him to be out there. I want him to be factored in heavily.
Offensive game plan, yes.
Into the game plan. Because remember, not only does he run faster than most rookies in the NFL, he runs faster than most players. Period.
Indeed.
Like he has a similar sprint speed to Tyreek Hill.
One of the probably arguably the fastest player in the NFL.
The poster child for speed in the NFL. And Jalin Hyatt, it said that he clocked in like his top speed faster.
Yeah, it was like 24 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah, they say he runs like 24 miles an hour. Like when he's going, there's no corner in the league
that can catch up.
Who can go step by step with Jalin Hyatt running in a straight line. And you know what Jalin Hyatt running in a straight line opens up? It opens up guys like Darren Waller going underneath. But by the way, he had a fantastic game.
He had a great game. He's been every bit as like what we could have hoped for.
Oh yeah. Even in the Dallas game, he looked serviceable.
He was like
when Jones had the time to throw it to him, he was open.
I'm coughing a lot, jeez. But yeah. Anyway, he leads the league in tight ends and wide receivers, in wide receiving yards, partially because Travis Kelce didn't play week 1. Don't know why he struggled to say Travis Kelce.
No, like Darren Waller. When the Giants traded for Darren Waller, we were hoping that he'd be our Kelce.
And he's been doing just that. Has he gotten a touchdown yet?
Hasn't gotten a touchdown, but I have a feeling it's going to come soon.
I think so too. He's definitely showing more like life than like other big name receivers that were supposed to be big name receivers like Kenny Golladay or Kadarius Toney.
Okay. Kadarius Toney is not a big name receiver. We as Giants fans just fixate on him because
of his own insecurity.
No, as an NFL player, as a professional athlete, you can't be that insecure. You can't be DMing fans on Twitter.
You cannot. No. That's just so that's like the worst thing you could do because you're being like it's in your head.
Yeah.
You're showing weakness in that sense.
Also, by the way, you didn't practice today. Sprained toe. So.
Well, I hope he gets back on the field so that way he can show
drop
more
balls.
passes. But that's besides the point. The Giants had a good win.
Jack,
Good comeback, really.
Dude, that game, that second half.
The Cardinals realized they were tanking. They realized they needed the tank. And the Giants took advantage of it.
Daniel Jones. Now, have you read the stat yet? Daniel Jones.
I saw a stat.
250 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, 2 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run in the second half.
That's
only player in NFL history to do that in a single half. So I said, like, even when it was tied and I thought the defense was going to sell, I thought that we were still going to lose that game because I've seen this story before. Giants down a couple scores. They get within 1. Maybe they tie the game and then give us a little bit of hope. And then the defense buckles. Folds like a lawn chair. I've seen it happen so many times, but they didn't.
They did it. They forced some multiple 3 and outs in like the final 5 minutes of the game.
They realized they were playing Josh Dobbs. They realized who they were playing. And I don't know what was said in that locker room.
If anything, or what the message was, yeah.
Also, I don't care what he says that Brian Dable took
or what Daniel
Jones
calling
it in the second half.
Yeah, it's tough to argue. They said him and Jones said that Kafka was still calling plays, but
no, dude, they're covering.
Like they're saying face.
They're covering for their coach. That's what you do as a player. You know, like even like you don't want to rat him out. The same thing with your friends when you get caught doing something and
right,
like you know he did it, but you don't want to rat him out.
Yeah,
it's your thing of honor.
Yeah, but now they get the Herculean task of going to San Francisco or Santa Clara tomorrow night and attempting to play football against the San Francisco 49ers.
That team is nuts.
I say attempt because I don't think they're not gonna win this game tomorrow night.
Although back to the point I was making before, I said like, even if the defense sells this game, I better not hear a thing about Daniel Jones all week. And of course, I gotta hear it about him still. Well, why didn't he play like that in the first half?
They still won the game.
Dude, that's besides the point.
They won the game.
Oh, it was against the Cardinals. Like, what? Do you not want him to? Dude, if he threw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, you'd still say that it was against the Cardinals.
They won, and they beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, they beat them.
They beat the Cardinals.
Right? Like, am I completely sold on this team yet? No. Am I completely buying back in? No. Because again, I needed to see utter annihilation
I still need to be moved.
Like for me to be sufficiently moved, and I didn't see a blowout. So, thus, I'm not sufficiently moved. If they go in there in Santa Clara
and they're competitive,
and that I don't even need to see them. I need to see them just take it to them. I need to see it be a game. I want it to be a toss-up. Like I want my heart rate. Like I want my heart rate to be high in the fourth quarter. Like at the very least, I want
a puncher's chance.
I want the situation to be a couple big plays away from the Giants, really taking advantage of something.
Right. Because I think Brian Dable is capable of outcoaching Kyle Shanahan.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't care what anybody says. Kyle Shanahan does not move me that much as a head coach.
I think he's still one of the better coaches in the NFL.
He can't win the big game though.
Yeah.
Have you seen him try to coach in the clutch? It's not pretty. He was the architect of 28-3. Remember?
Yeah, I know. And then
still that's all that guy will ever be known for.
And then the following Super Bowl, or when he was the coach for the 49ers, he got really conservative when he should have been more conservative in 20-3. He got really conservative with the play calling.
Oh yeah.
And
it was the ghost of 28-3. So like, I made this mistake before. I got aggressive. I need to be conservative.
And he overcorrected.
Yeah, he overcompensated.
And it cost him the game.
Yeah, Costa, like, sure. Good coach in the regular season.
I mean, he also beats the Cowboys regularly on the playoffs.
Yeah, he beats the Cowboys. I take back everything I said. I love Kyle Shanahan.
That one fact is able to like move you.
Oh yeah,
completely.
If we can't beat them,
I mean, yeah, I do live to see the Cowboys fail
and the Eagles.
and the Eagles, especially.
Although it's not as funny when the Eagles fail. When the Cowboys lose, it's funny.
Yes, because everyone's agreeing with you.
Oh yeah.
When the
A lot of people hate the Eagles though,
yeah,
because it's Philly,
it is Philly. It's because it's Philly, but
especially around here. Ooh.
yeah, it's a Northeast thing as well. A majority as well. That bias.
As someone who's from Jersey, I gotta thank Philly for a lot. They take a lot of the heat off us.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't expect them to win against San Francisco, but if they can be like competitive and not like totally like embarrassed, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that.
It's probably gonna be like a 20-point blowout.
It probably will be like they're definitely,
Especially with no Saquon, no Andrew Thomas, no Ben Bredeson, no Azeez Ojulari. Yeah, no.
Though maybe it's the Matt Breida revenge game.
That's right.
Gotta have something. Gotta have something.
Dude, the script writers might be cooking something here.
Maybe.
Oh, dude, the script writers writing in Matt Breida going 200, 3 touchdowns, being the best fantasy running back that week.
Could happen.
You know, somebody's starting Matt Breida. You know, some morons.
That would have to be a very deep like fantasy league.
You know, some moron is starting Matt Breida. Like he's locking in Matt Breida in his starting lineup.
He believes
just on nothing but a hunch.
I mean, sometimes that's all you need. That's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be tough to like win a game without like
your best
with like 4 of your like best players.
I don't know if I'd put Ben Bredeson up there.
He's one of the more solid players.
He's a good player, but
it's hard for me to put Bredeson up there as like one of our best players. He's a solid player.
Do you ever hear his name during the games?
No.
Yeah, exactly. That means he's a good offensive.
You know who's name without hearing? Deontay Banks.
Oh yeah, I'm loving him.
Yep.
I have loved what I've seen.
I don't want to keep. I don't
what
I've
seen or what I haven't seen. I love how much I have not seen or heard of Deontay Banks during these games.
I want to keep it that way.
Although he hasn't really been tested. Dallas at CeeDee Lamb. Although he got
wasn't that more Adoree?
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that Deontay Banks is the number 2 corner.
Yeah,
I didn't hear a lot of Michael Gallup during that game. Deontay Banks was the only good part of that game.
Is Cordell Flott even playing?
He should be.
That guy I haven't really heard much of.
Dude, although Trey Hawkins
as well.
Dude,
Thank you, Jerry.
I haven't heard anything from Trey. Although, what's the snap share with Trey Hawkins?
I do not know,
because I think he's 3rd in the pecking order in terms of corners overall. So probably when the Giants play nickel, Hawkins is
probably there
playing nickel. So I don't know, like he's covering the slot maybe.
Yep. Hope.
I know he's not out there when there are only 2 receivers, because Wink Martindale never plays zone, and that's the thing I love the most about him. He never plays zone coverage,
hardly ever. Yeah. I mean, he's like blitzing like almost every other play.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta like be able to play man.
Wink Martindale is like my prototypical defensive coordinator, like just man coverage all the time.
Man coverage, yeah, that's where you had that like the skill and speed aspect.
Dude, Deontay Banks is the perfect corner for a Wink system.
You know, it's like majority he was playing like zone in college, but he's like perfect for man.
Yeah, he played a lot of man coverage in college.
If I was zone,
that's why I drafted him. He's played a lot of man coverage. At least I think that's what I heard. Oh, no, I blissfully did no research going into the draft because I didn't have to worry about it for once.
Unless I'm like misremembering stuff from like Talking Giants like stuff. Because that's how I'm learning about some of these players through Talking Giants. I like them. I like them.
That's a good podcast.
Yeah, it's a good podcast. We'll be there eventually.
Oh yes. Like, know what else is a good Giants podcast? Do you know Empire Sports Media?
I think I've heard the name.
Yeah, Fireside Giants.
Oh,
that's one with like Alex Wilson.
Oh, okay. I follow him on Twitter. X.
I know a couple of people from ESM.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're cool.
That's cool.
I was actually on their Yankee show once.
That's nice.
Granted, this is before they blew up, but it was fun. It's in the archives on YouTube. You can check it out.
Might have to. The Jets.
Oh, Jets.
Just end the season.
Jets. Oh my god. That I got so much talk, especially on WFAN this past week, about how the Jets, it wasn't over. I believe in Zach Wilson. This team's too good to fail, because all they were taking was the hype from the offseason. And then all last year,
without any of the guy that brought the hype.
And here's the thing. The Jets now, after the tragic injury of Aaron Rodgers, I'll say it was a tragedy. I was so looking forward to watching that team.
Yeah. The NFL is better when the Jets are good.
And they're fun when they're good.
They're fun when they're good, yes.
Oh, dude, because like they know it's only lasting a couple of years, so they try and make the most of it.
Yeah. Sorry for coughing so much.
No, you're good. You're good. But like, this Jet team now is basically last year's Jets with Dalvin Cook.
Bro, they aren't
with Dalvin Cook and Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb, a guy who only wants to play with Aaron Rodgers.
But now Aaron Rodgers is not here.
Who isn't playing with Aaron Rodgers? I'm at a loss for words.
I'm more at a loss of words because Breece Hall only got 4 carries.
Dude, one of the guys in my fantasy league, like I have a league with some people on campus. It's the only fantasy league I'm in. And he started Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. You know what those guys got in fantasy?
Combined? I don't even want to know.
No, you're gonna know.
Is it like
1.1 from both running backs? Needless to say, my buddy lost that game. Now, I wasn't playing against him. My opponent started a couple of sellers of his own, most notably Trevor Lawrence. And the Giant defense.
Oh.
No, I won. Hey, I had the Steelers defense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You had the Steelers defense.
Did they drop 31 for me? Also, prayers up to Nick.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Oh my god,
that was bad. He got Theismann. I hope he's able to walk again.
He'll probably be able to walk again.
Medicine has gotten better.
Modern medicine.
Thank you, modern medicine, for being better than literally no medicine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, these athletes, God knows they can afford it.
Yeah. But that was brutal. And that might have ended Cleveland's season.
Oh yeah.
But they got Kareem Hunt now. I don't know that that's not gonna do anything. They only signed him because that's the only guy that they know knows the system.
Yeah. As a running back, how much of the system do you need to know, really? Running back is such a plug and play position anymore.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any nuances knowing offensive schemes though too.
The Giants system is probably hard to learn as a running back because also, dude, it's so cool. Do you see like they run the wishbone?
Yeah.
I love how the Giants offense, like when they're rolling, I love seeing how they function because it's a blend of like modern passing schemes, modern motioning and everything. And then you see them pull out the wishbone.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Dude, that playoff game against Minnesota when they ran the Statue
of Liberty play.
I have never lost it more over a 2-yard run.
I haven't.
I knew from that point forward they were winning that game.
That was kind of.
I saw Statue of Liberty. I jumped up. I'm like, oh my god.
I think I lost. I don't remember. I remember seeing it. I think I like internally lost my mind. I don't know if
I was watching with my dad. We jumped up. We're like, what?
They're pulling out all the stops.
Oh no! Every single time, because the Giants ran the wishbone once in Week 1 against Dallas in the first drive, where they actually moved the football. And he texted me. He's like, "Look at that! That was a wishbone right there." Dads love seeing old school.
Oh yes.
Old school sports stuff.
Oh,
They
yes.
live for that.
Yep.
The old dads love Dable because he pulls out that stuff, and the kids like us, we love Dable because
He does some of the new stuff as well.
Like does new stuff, like motion, like crossing patterns, all that.
You got anything to win.
Oh yeah,
anything to win.
And not everything.
But yeah, Zach Wilson does not bring winning.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I tell you, and I know it's only week 2, and
Dallas' defense is great.
I know it's only week 2, and they're 1-1. It's not over, but I'm gonna say it, dude. Same old Jets. The same old Jets. It's what it is.
Yeah.
I told you I predicted the Rodgers injury because it's the Jets.
I know you said it. It's just like there's no way God could be that cruel, and yet here we go.
With the Jets, I'm convinced that
he made it way too obvious, or God made it too obvious that he.
I'm convinced that Broadway Joe made a deal with the devil. Remember?
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
He did say that.
I'm convinced at this point the Jets are going to be cursed for the rest of his life. Every Jet fan I talk to says, like, yeah, we're not winning anything until he goes.
Yeah. That is just tough. I feel
I feel awful for them. I do.
I want the Jets to be good.
But it's so funny.
Yeah, I can't say so funny. The Jets,
there's got to be some team that everybody else can look at and say, hey, at least we're not
It
them.
Could be worse.
Do you know the YouTube channel, The New York Jokes on YouTube? I've showed you a bunch of their videos.
You may have. I don't.
It's that father and son Jet fan who just who record their reactions to the games.
Okay. Oh, I think you might have shown me a clip. Yeah. Anyways, what about it then?
Oh no, but like guys like that.
Yeah.
Guys like that make football what it is.
Yes.
Like if the Jets became good, like if the Jets won the Super Bowl, a significant part of NFL discourse would die.
Yeah. It's like when Steve Dangle, who's a big Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
I was just about to bring him up.
He even said himself, if the Leafs ever win the cup in his lifetime, it wouldn't be his videos would never be the same.
Oh yeah, dude, like Steve Dangle, the Steve Dangle freakouts are so awesome because the Leafs haven't won since 1967
and have been so inept. And
if the Leafs won the cup, I guarantee if the Leafs ever win the cup, which probably won't happen. Not while I'm on this, or not while I'm on this planet, or not while Steve Dangle is on this planet. But if the Leafs, God willing, ever win the Stanley Cup again, the first game back, the Leafs are going to blow like a 5-0 lead in the third period. And then the Steve Dangle video is going to come out, and he's going to be calm, cool as a cucumber. That would be a loss. If that happens next year, when the Leafs don't win the cup, he destroys his setup. But if the Leafs win the cup, he'll be like, I can't be mad.
We just won the cup last year.
Oh no. And his videos would be like that for 20 years.
I know, yeah.
20 years.
Yep.
That his videos it wouldn't be the same.
It would not be
same with the Jets. Dude, do you think Joe Beningo on WFAN would be as fun to listen to if the Jets won the Super Bowl?
He told it the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets. But dude, if the Jets won the Super Bowl, he'd feel so much better about the state of his life.
Yeah. He would feel better about the state of his life.
It would be like me if either the Giants won the Super Bowl, Devils won the Stanley Cup, or Yankees won the World Series. I would be euphoric for 3 years minimum when it came to sports. I would not say a thing about any of my teams.
Because I would have that to fall back on.
I'd be like, dude, the Giants could blow a 30-point lead to the Philadelphia Eagles. And if the Devils won the Stanley Cup, I'd be like, I'll just watch the Devils Stanley Cup parade again to feel better.
In the parking lot.
In the park. Dude, that parking lot parade was awesome. Also, the parade probably wouldn't be in a parking lot. It would probably be somewhere like Hoboken or Jersey City, which are awesome towns, by the way.
Yeah,
I can't wait for hockey season on this show.
I cannot wait.
Dude, we're going to cook.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to be the best hockey show on campus. If you like hockey, you got to listen to us.
Yes, 100%. We're going to lose our minds. Like,
I'm a Devils fan.
Basis.
He's a Ranger fan. Oh, dude, we be going. Dude, if this show was a thing during the playoff series,
we got to make it to the playoffs first.
The Devils and Rangers are going to be butting heads in the playoffs for the next few
probably
years.
Yeah.
Because the Rangers never go away. They're not patient enough to go into a legit rebuild.
Part of the problem is that like they won the lottery twice, which supposedly accelerated their rebuild.
If they won the lottery in 2019, they'd have Jack Hughes.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
No, come on, dude. The Ranger hive mind determining like on a consensus that Capo Caco was better than Jack Hughes was copium for getting the number 2 pick.
They were both the unanimous top 2 selections.
Yeah, I know they were both the unanimous top 2s, but it was although coming up to the draft for some reason a lot of people
the Rangers were going to take whoever the Devils didn't, regardless of who the player was.
Obviously
they were going to take whoever the Devils didn't.
If the Rangers had the number 1 pick, they would have taken Jack Hughes.
Probably.
Yes, they would have. Anybody who was picking number 1 that year was taking Jack Hughes.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. They probably would have still taken Jack Hughes.
If the Rangers had the number 1 pick, it would be Devils fans trying to convince Ranger fans that Caco was better.
Or the reverse would have happened. Actually, Jack Hughes would have been the one that would have been struggling. Capo Caco would have been in Jack Hughes' shoes. Though I still think Caco is a good player. He's still a really good player. They just need to give the rookies their younger players ice time. That's all I'm asking them to do.
No, but that's not how they work. No, they signed 5,000-year-old Blake Wheeler to a contract.
To an $800,000 contract. But still.
Yeah, his age is the same as his salary. Dude, he's ancient. You talk about the Rangers. Dude, you want the Rangers to give younger players ice time, but then they sign just sphinxes.
I mean,
every year. Did they sign old farts like Blake Wheeler, and they trade for guys like Patrick Kane who don't like the young guys? And in that playoffs, we're going on hockey right now because I don't think there's a lot more football to talk about. But like trading for guys like that, I'm sorry, dude, Caco, Hedl, they looked better than Kane and Tarasenko and that. Although Tarasenko
was good.
Tarasenko is good, but dude, Game 7, that back check on John Marino, I guarantee Capo Caco would have knocked Marino off the puck.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching that replay at lunch, like a couple days after.
Yeah, I
noticed. I'm like, wait, what was Vladimir Tarasenko doing on that back check? Like, you sign players like that, you're not going to be able to fit Caco, Hedl, Lafreniere in the top 6. Although Lafreniere, I think at this point is a lost cause. I'm not like Caco. For those players, we know for better or worse who they are at this point. For my money, Hedl's the best out of the 3 of them.
It's just part of it. He needs to be better as a center, winning his faceoff. He does not do that.
No, he needs an Eric Holla. Although
we have a Finnish player.
No, you need an Eric Holla type Finnish player, a guy who will just take care of faceoffs and play good defense.
That's what Spencer Trocheck was supposed to do, but he got bullied by Mike McLeod in the faceoff dot.
Everybody got bullied by Michael McLeod in the faceoff dot. Although he took his lunch money in that series.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for making you relive this. I'm sorry.
This is just Groundhog
Day.
Okay,
in terms of
It's
In
Groundhog
terms of
Day.
Ranger playoff losses, that wasn't the worst of them, right?
No.
There was worse.
Oh no, it was worse.
We're gonna revisit some childhood trauma. Okay, what was worse? 2015 Tampa or this year against New Jersey?
Oh, 2015 Tampa, 100%. That was more.
2017 Ottawa or this past year against Jersey.
Oh, those were both very frustrating because the Rangers had like a lead and like a bunch of the losses they had of like multiple goal leads, and they lost both of them, like 2 games in Ottawa in overtime due to and John Gabriel Pajot had a 4-goal game.
Oh my god!
That is the only that is the only reason why the Islanders traded for him, because he plays well against the Rangers.
Oh yeah,
that is the only reason why he's on the Islanders.
Shamelessly rent-free hating.
Oh yeah, the Islanders are like a poster child for hating.
They're also like not good at hockey.
Yeah, honestly, Mike Milbury was the best thing that happened to their franchise.
Oh yeah,
the best part.
Mike Milbury.
Sad day when they fired him.
But they replaced him with Cart Snow, so
the futility.
And then they replaced him with Lou Lamoriello. Although I will say, the early tenure Lou Islanders cooked.
They cooked a bit, yeah.
With Barry Trotz, although that was mostly Barry Trotz. Barry Trotz could coach.
Well,
could coach a CHL team to the Eastern Conference Finals if he wanted to.
The only thing like Lou Lamoriello seemed to control was only the 4th line.
But hey, man. That team made it to the conference finals a couple of times.
They did. That's like the only time you'll ever catch me rooting for Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I hope Brennan Othmann makes the team as well this year, because I think he could be a good spark plug for the Rangers.
Where are they gonna put him?
Probably the 3rd line.
It's the same situation with the Devils and Alex Holtz. It's like, yeah, sure, he's cool, but where are they gonna put him?
I mean, they were somehow able to keep him. I thought for sure he was going to be traded from Meyer.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Oh, sure. dude, like, the Devils top 6.
Because he would have been excess goods at that point. Holtz.
Oh yeah, Holtz is excess goods.
He was still excess good even before they got Meyer.
He might slot into the 4th line, but or
that might not
be
the best.
No, 3rd line. The 4th line on
you don't have Tatar anymore. That's right.
Oh yeah. The 4th line on the Devils should be Bastian, McLeod, and Lazar. That's it. Maybe bring up some plug from the AHL, but Lazar, McLeod, and Bastian, they know how to play that role. They're role players.
Right.
Those are players that win cups.
Yep.
Like, you have those types of players on your teams, they win. Like, you want to talk about big bodies, you want to talk about grit, muscle, sandpaper. Like Mikey McLeod, Nate Bastian, and Curtis Lazar on a 4th line. Solid. It's not the crash line by any means, but gets the job done.
Yeah,
scoring touch too.
Yeah, I don't know what the Rangers got to find a way to get rid of Barclay Goodrow at some point down the line.
The reason you signed him was because you were haunted by the boogeyman of Tom Wilson.
That
offseason, you signed Barclay Goodrow. You traded a 3rd-round pick for Ryan Reeves, and you made Jacob Trouba your captain.
That was not. Was that? No, that was this past year. This past offseason. The season afterwards, they named him captain. But also, not for nothing, I really did like Ryan Reeves.
Of course, fans are gonna
I really liked Ryan Reeves. That dude's like you wouldn't understand it because he hasn't played for your team, but he has the charisma. He has so much charisma. It's like infectious. He's lovable.
Locker room guy.
Honestly, I think he has a future of being maybe a coach at some point.
Ryan Reeves is a coach. Ryan Reeves is what Paul Bizzanetti thinks he is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Ryan, 100%.
I didn't even know that Paul Bizzanetti was an NHL player until the playoffs this year.
Henrik Lundqvist has more career playoff points than
Biz, yeah.
Than Biz.
I know.
But speaking of Bizzanet, he in the Spinning Chicklets podcast got a report accurately. They were the first to report on what happened with Mike Babcock.
He got fired, right?
He did. He resigned.
Yep.
But that was so. He's definitely not getting another job.
Yeah. What was he like going through
His
players
phones and
going
photos.
through players' phones and photos? Yeah.
No,
That's
that's principal.
sick.
That's principal. Like
I know, dude. The players' union,
no,
they had a hand in that.
they had to. Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. The players' union flew in.
for once. The players' union.
Yeah,
Actually did
I
something
haven't
for
heard a
once.
thing about the. I know about the NFLPA. I've heard a lot about the MLBPA,
Yeah, I mean,
especially with the multiple lockouts that they've had.
I mean, NHL failed PA failed Kyle Beach,
Oh yeah.
and they've also been part of the most lockouts. So it's also more of an owner's thing, but
Oh, so you look at the salary comparisons, like with hockey players and literally every other sport. Although I guess hockey doesn't make as much money.
it doesn't.
Although basketball arenas have the same,
Like attendance,
dude, they share arenas.
share arenas for a lot of them. Yeah.
The Knicks and Rangers share the Garden.
Yep.
But Jalen Brunson? No, not even Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson's really good. Like, take who's a mid player on the Knicks? No, but like, no. Remember when like Taj Gibson played for them?
Yeah.
He was making similar money
To like,
to like Artemi Panarin.
was he making 10 million, 11 million?
I know Taj Gibson was making way too much.
I know that's the contract structures of like of the NBA. That's the whole thing. Like contract structures are different like, in all the sports, so they're hard to compare. But I see what you mean.
Okay, he didn't make that much. Okay, I'm looking on Spot Track.
Yep.
If you want to learn anything about like sports finance, like Spot Track, it's the place to go.
If you want to go into that for hockey, you go to the Cap Friendly.
Oh no, Cap Friendly is the best. Okay, anyways, but you know, no, but Taj Gibson recently signed a $3.2 million contract with the Washington Wizards. Taj Gibson, super mid. Tyler Toffoli, a guy who's had 79 points this year, scored 34 goals, top of the line winger.
It's worth only
he got $4.5 million or like $5 million or something.
Yeah.
Good hockey players are so undervalued. Even like, dude, Connor McDavid should be making $20 million a year.
He's gonna reset the market when his contract's up. Leon Draisaitl is gonna reset the market when his contract's up.
Dude, the Mick Draisaitl's, dude, that I don't know how the Oilers are gonna keep them. I mean, they've already gutted their depth to keep the both of them in the first place.
Yep. They still have Zach Hyman.
Dude, Zach Hyman is such a leech.
Yeah. Oh, and also it doesn't help that Jack Campbell decided to like not play well this year outside of Toronto.
He turned into soup. His nickname is Soup.
He literally turned into soup. Except I think that a can of soup could play better than him.
A can of soup. A can of Campbell's chicken noodle. God, that would be good right now. But like
that would be good right now.
Like a can of chicken noodle soup would be better in that than Jack Campbell was this year.
Yeah. I don't know what they just can't win. They're like the Angels, except they actually make the playoffs and win playoff series. They make the playoffs.
Nobody is as bad as the Angels. Also, McDavid and Draisaitl stay healthy. Mike Trout is injury prone. As much as I hate to say it, but
from carrying the Angels for so long.
Oh yeah. Although again, hey, all these athletes we're talking about, they signed the dotted line.
They did do that.
The only one of the four athletes that we're thinking about here is going to be leaving. Ohtani's dipping.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's just a shame.
Again, dude, like again, I kind of feel for them.
I kind of do.
They could have gotten that money anywhere. You think Mike Trout wouldn't have gotten the bag from like the Phillies or something?
Oh no, I think he would have still. When you have a chance to sign the best player, you should call him, tell him up,
yeah,
and still offer him something. Which is why I thought it was ludicrous when the idea that the Mets aren't going to try to go after Shohei Ohtani, absolutely ludicrous, because they are going after him. I don't care.
They won't
We
be
have-
outbid.
They will not be outbid. We have Steve Cohen will not be outbid.
We
He's
got
going
Steve
to
Cohen's
give it.
hedge fund money.
Yeah,
They're
he is
going
going.
after him.
Whatever he gets him or not is irrelevant. He's going to go after him. He's going to try his hardest to get him. You do not let a guy.
Although he's had a couple of significant injuries for pitching.
He can still hit. He's not pitching until 2025.
Oh man.
Yeah, but he can still hit
Yeah, at a very, very high clip.
at a very high clip.
The Yankees aren't going after him because Stanton's locked in at DH for the next.
Ugh.
Oh God, I can't wait until that contract is up.
How many more years left?
I think he's locked in until like 2029. Oh, good lord.
No. Oh. See, that wouldn't even be a problem. He was still like hitting home runs on a regular way, but he's not even doing that.
No, but he's still hitting bombs.
All right,
I would say Giancarlo Stanton still has a bunch of raw power. He just can't get on base. He can't get on base and he can't make consistent contact. His plate discipline is horrible.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad because Giancarlo Stanton is one of the people I haven't thrown a lot of shade at. He's one of the people who actually showed up when it matters.
Yeah.
Even more than our so-called captain.
I mean, well, he's.
Now, I have a nickname for Aaron Judge. I call him the corporate captain. Because that guy does not have that strong of leadership qualities. He's more interested.
I do think Giancarlo Stanton's like the leader in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah, dude, he got the hornet's nest thrown at him from the get-go, and he handled it perfectly.
Yeah,
dude, Giancarlo Stanton should go to colleges. I think, Giancarlo Stanton should come here, obviously, so I can meet the guy. But like, Giancarlo Stanton should come here and teach like PR lessons.
Yep.
He should like teach. He should get all like the.
He should have like a clause in his contract that makes him only play against the Mets. That would help his career stat lines.
Oh yeah, it would help his batting averages.
Yep.
Help his OPS, WRC plus,
and home and power numbers. Bro, that meant, as you said for Justin Verlander one time, he could be a corpse and still dominate the Yankees.
The last time the Yankees faced Verlander, they rocked him in Houston too. That was Jason Dominguez. I'm so sad that he tore his UCL. Oh my god, dude! It was so fun. I was thinking about going to a game just so I could see him.
That's like me with Ronnie Mauricio right now. He's been like killing it recently.
Dude, Jason Dominguez's baseball savant page is gorgeous.
Yep.
Dude, he had elite contact numbers. Dude, he was showing traits as a 20-year-old kid that most big league vets don't even have.
El Marciano, the Martian.
Dude, El Marciano. Dude, I was sort of cooling down on the hype about him, but dude,
he is the real deal.
He's a
superhero.
I hope that the torn UCL doesn't do anything to his power or his throwing arm. But because the raw power, the power, the plate discipline, his swing, lefty looks like Juan Soto.
Oh,
he is a guy like switch hitter, fast, can mash all over the place. That's Bernie Williams.
That's a good player to be.
A lot of people were comparing him to Bernie Williams, and I'm like, Bernie Williams? Okay, it's a far cry from the Mickey Mantle comparisons he was getting as a 15-year-old, but
Bernie, he was electrifying. I hope he's back. He's able to come back strong.
Bernie Williams, a guy who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Bernie
Williams was the best center fielder in baseball. You could make a case that he was the best center fielder in baseball for that span of time.
He had Griffey too.
The best center fielder in baseball, not named Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I would say that. I'm trying to think of other ones, and then in his time period that he played. I'm trying to think. Can't really think of any at the moment. But yeah, Bernie Williams is one of the probably the best player on like the dynasty Yankees in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as great as Jeter was. Although, dude, Jeter His career line is kind of scuffed by his later years.
Yeah, I mean
But dude,
that's gonna
dude,
happen.
he for a shortstop, he mashed. There's a reason why his F4 is a career 73 while playing some of the worst defense ever. Although I will say one thing about Jeter, like modern defensive metrics account for range
Yeah,
a lot. They account for range too much. The thing with Jeter is that he didn't have like the best range. But when he could get to the ball,
he could make the throw.
he never I don't think he made a lot of throwing errors. Sure, Derek Jeter, he played like thousands of innings at shortstop. Of course, he made a few throwing errors, but
That's gonna happen.
also that flip play. I'm sorry, dude. That
is a gorgeous play. That is very gorgeous. But it also sounds like the Mets might be and Alonso are talking about contract extensions, which has me pretty happy.
Do you knew they weren't trading him?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I know you're a Met fan and you were going into your defensive reaction. It's natural.
I can't. If the Mets were to theoretically trade Pete Alonso, let me just see if there's any news about if there's anything else about that real quickly. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, no. But if they were to trade Pete Alonso, that would just be another name to add on to like should have been career Mets.
On the list of Don LaGreca's on the Don LaGreca's Ed Kranepool rant.
Basically. But so
Alonso was a Brewer.
Yeah, it's just the list of like career that should have been career Mets. You got Tom Seaver, number 1.
He wins his 300th game
with the White
Sox. As a White Sox.
You know, you got Doc and Daryl.
Daryl, 3 championships
with
as a Yankee. Gooden, no hitter as a Yankee. Nolan Ryan, 7 no hitters.
Nolan Ryan's a bit different, I think, in a sense, because they didn't realize the potential he had, and he wasn't really there with the Mets for that long.
Guzman was a twin.
I mean, for 1 year, very far his career. He's also from Minnesota. He was also from Minnesota.
Yeah, Jerry Kuzman. That's a jeez.
He was
off the tongue. That's Midwestern.
Yeah, Jerry Kuzman was a good pitcher. He won Game 5 of this 1969 World Series. I won the thing for the Mets.
Huh.
So yeah, he's well regarded in Mets history. I was at his jersey retirement game.
Oh,
good pitcher. He's a lefty.
Dude, the Mets didn't start retiring jerseys for a while.
Only if they made the Hall of Fame. But now we got an owner who's a Mets fan. And
who appreciates
the Mets history. Say what you want about it. There are some divisive opinions about that, but I really like appreciating like the players that were good for the Mets.
Oh yeah. Sure, you'd rather them do it while the team is currently successful.
Yeah.
Like the Yankees did the whole 1998 World Series 25th anniversary thing for Old Timers Day. And it drove me up a wall that all they could talk about was the 98 World Series, 98 World Series, 98 World Series. I didn't watch the game that day because why would I watch a Yankee game right now? But it was, I'm sure all they talked about half the time was Paul O'Neill and David Cohn rambling about the 98 World Series.
It's when the Mets did their Old Timers game, it was such a
no fault to them at the Yankees. Sure, it's fine to do that, but it's just sometimes when the team is bad, it can be infuriating for fans.
Yep. But I remember when the Mets did their Old Timers Day 2 years ago. That was such a treat. It was so good to see guys like Daniel Murphy, Jose Reyes, Bartolo Colon, and then Al Leiter and Benny Agbayani the same field playing and having a fun time. It was heartwarming.
The Yankees don't do the Old Timers game anymore.
Well, it's
awful.
It's expensive. it's a lot of work.
The Yankees have the money to do it.
I know. Buck Showalter spoke on it about not many teams do because it's such a big expense
Yeah,
for the
sure,
appearance
maybe for-
monies.
I was like, no, they can pay. Any major league team can pay for it, please.
Yeah, it's kind of why I
If
also
the Yankees can afford to pay Giancarlo Stanton's contract, they can afford to pay for the old timers game, and they did it for years.
A fair point.
Years they did the old timers day game.
You have a fair point. If they can pay Giancarlo Stanton, surely they can probably play for old timers day. But yeah. The Mets AA team and Yankees AA team are playing each other in the playoffs right now as well.
Oh yeah, dude, Somerset Patriots.
Didn't the Yankees call all the players from the Somerset?
Yeah, the Yankees called all of them up from the murderer's row.
So that's why
the Spencer Jones. I can't wait for him.
Yeah, a bunch of the Mets top prospects are in AA with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. They won 9-2 yesterday. Jet Williams might be him. He's
a great name too.
Yep.
He passes the name test.
Yep. He's 19 years old, and he didn't miss his beat from going from single A to AA. He didn't miss a single beat. He's been killing it. And then we still got guys like Drew Gilbert there and Jeremiah Jackson, who we got from Dominic Leone trade. He's been good. And apparently Acuna got hit in the face yesterday as well, so that might be rough. But I'm invested in the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, to say the least. I'm very invested in their success right now because the Mets aren't doing anything. No, they're now winning meaningless games. But they didn't win last night, but they've been winning meaningless games so far.
Yeah, in September last night, which is, I guess, kind of good news for me. I want the Yankees to finish below 500.
Would that cause any change?
No, but they could finally shut up. I know if they finished over 500, the Twitter account would say something about winning tradition. Although seeing the reaction to that would be funny. It would be awesome.
Yeah. If they were to finish under 500, do you think Cashman would go?
No, they could lose 110 games in back-to-back years, and Cashman would still stay.
Yeah, I know I asked the question, but I kind of already know it. Cashman, he's either the GM of the Yankees or he's dead.
Yes.
There's no in between.
No, or he's done when he says he's done.
Yeah.
I think it's that scene from Breaking Bad. It's like, we're done when I say we're done.
Yeah. Anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, we're running a little tight on time. So
yeah. I got to get going too.
All right. So, anyways, this has been another episode of Ball Knowers. We had a great time this week. I've been having a great time.
I'm having a great time
overall with this. Oh, this has been fun.
This has been really fun.
But
I hope we keep having fun.
But anyways, from the studios of WIUR at the La Penta Student Union at Iona University, my co-host Luke Dolan, I am Cameron Woolley. Wishing you all a great rest of your day. Hoping you all have a good weekend. Good luck on all your assignments. I know tests are starting to come up in classes, so best of luck on those.
Yep.
And take care.
See ya.